Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to show you some vinyl finds from the last month or so. First up, an album that I bought on Saturday, and it's Siouxsie and the Banshees' 11th and final studio album. It's called The Rapture, and this edition is a double album, and it was released for National Album Day in the UK, and every year National Album Day has a certain theme to it, and this year it was 1990s albums, which was quite good because, as you know, in the 1990s, a lot of albums weren't even released on vinyl, and CDs were very much the thing. So I was really pleased to pick this up. I didn't have it on vinyl before, and as I say, it's a double album, but the original album was only a single. However, the album runs to just short of an hour, so that's quite a lot of music to cram onto a single album. So, I think it's quite good that they've actually expanded it into a double album. There aren't any extra tracks or anything on it. It's just the studio album, and as I say, it comes in a lovely coloured vinyl. Another good thing about it, you actually get some nice polyline sleeves, which you quite often don't get. Here's the other album, that's some sort of darker blue, and you also get some inserts. So there's one, not really very much on there, just a bit of information about the band and the album, and then the other insert has some little photos of the band themselves. As I say, I was really welcome to have this. The only downside to it is that the album cover itself, and this happens quite often nowadays, you get a double album and they cram it into a single sleeve, and I really don't like that. And this one in particular, you've got two inserts, two albums, and they're really cramming it in there, and it's a bit of a struggle actually to get them out to start with. So if it had been a gatefold, it would have been absolutely perfect, but it's a lovely album nevertheless. So I really love this album. The title track, the Rapture, runs to just over 11 minutes and takes up a whole side of one of these albums. And other tracks, that I really like, Stargazer I like, Falling Down. It's a really good album. If you haven't heard it before, then I suggest that you do. It's really good Siouxsie and the Banshees. Right, so next up, what do we have? Oh yes, this band. A band that I didn't really know about. They're a Los Angeles Psych band, and they've got very much sort of krautrock influences to their music. And they're called Hoover III. And I think this is probably something like their fourth or fifth album. I could be completely wrong with that, but they've had a few albums out before. This is a special edition, limited edition, and it's number 146 of 300, and it's called Point, and it's really lovely psychedelic rock, and you can really hear the krautrock influences in here. It's very sort of dreamy and melodic in places, and the standout tracks I think on this are the Ship That I Sail. That's a really good track. Dreaming, and another track called, I think it's called, The Tall Grass. So they're a fantastic band. If you know Moon Duo, they're reminiscent of Moon Duo. So if you like a bit of psychedelic rock, if you like a bit of krautrock, then I would recommend this album. And also the vinyl's very nice as well. This sort of swirly blue black, and the label is it's from the Reverberation Appreciation Society, which I think sums them up really. So there you go. And again, it comes in a nice polyline sleeve, which I'm pleased about. And you get a flexi disc, which is quite nice, but quite often I don't even bother to play the flexi discs if I get them. But there you go, I've got it anyway. And then there's a poster here. Lyrics on one side, photo of the band on the other. So that's the second album, Hoover III, and point. Right, the next album, it says it's a 30th anniversary reissue, but in fact it's a 31st anniversary, because this album was released in 1992. Now I've noticed that quite a few people have shown the new Slowdive album recently, and said how much they like it. Well, if you like Slowdive's Shoegaze, then you're going to like this band as well. And they're a band from Leeds, Shoegaze band, and they're called Pale Saints. And this is their album, as I say, from 1992, and it's called In Ribbons. There's the album. It's really, really nice cover, I think. And it's a double album. So initially it was a single, so you get the original album on this sort of clearish sort of vinyl, and then you get a bonus disc as well. And the bonus disc contains demos plus 2 brass band versions of 2 of their tracks, and they're played by the Tint Whistle Brass Band. Now, if you live in Yorkshire and you say you don't like brass bands, they march you straight to the border and throw you over into Lancashire or something. You've got to like brass bands if you live in Yorkshire. So, I think it was only natural that a band from Leeds would call on the skills of a lovely brass band to do a couple of their tracks a bit of a makeover. So let's see, that's an inner for one. That's inner for the other one. As I say, I think this is a really lovely Shoegaze album, and I would recommend it to anybody that likes Shoegaze, and particularly anyone that likes the new Slowdive album. So the music is sort of, as I say, it's lovely Shoegaze. There's very much a sort of musical dreamscape to their music, and it's lovely. One of the band members is Muriel Barham, and she was a member of Lush. She joined the band, I think, in 1990. So again, standout tracks on this album, I think, are Thread of Light, There Is No Day, and 1,000 Stars Burst Open. So that's a lovely bit Shoegaze, Pale Saints, and In Ribbons. Right, now another LA band, and this is Cherry Glazerr, rather cheeky cover. And as I say, they're an LA band, they're sort of grungy garage rock, and this is their 4th album, and it's called I Don't Want You Anymore. And it's on the Secretly Canadian label. And here's the inner. And the mainstay of Cherry Glazerr is Clementine Creevy. And Clementine Creevy is vocalist and guitarist in the band. And over the course of the 4 albums, they've had various sort of different lineups, and but she's always there. Best tracks on this, I suppose, are Bad Habit, Wild Times, and Shattered. That's another great track. So if you haven't heard Cherry Glazerr, then go out and get this album or give it a listen. Right, and finally, it's a band that I really like. They're called John, or sometimes they're called John Times 2. And this is their latest album, and it's called A Life Diagrammatic. And they're from Crystal Palace in South London, and they're a duo, 2 Johns. There's John Healy, who's the guitarist, and then John Henry Newton, who's a vocalist and drummer. And John are one of my favourite live bands. They never disappoint. It's absolutely brilliant, straightforward punk, and they do it, with panache. So it's on Brace Yourself Records. I don't think there's a lot to see with vinyl. No, it's just there you go, A and B. and it's an absolute banger from start to finish. This album. It comes with a poster, and I'll just see if I can show you that. There you go. There's a poster. But it also comes with probably the strangest extra that I've ever seen in an album. And it's this. It's apparently an engineer's ruler, because every vinyl collector, of course, needs an engineer's ruler. But it's, as I say, it's a brilliant album. I'm a bit biased because I absolutely love this band. You know, it can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. Best tracks on the album are probably Trauma Mosaic and Media Res. But as I say, every track is brilliant, and you know, you just want to listen to it from start to finish. And if you ever get a chance to see them live, you really should, because they're absolutely brilliant. Anyway, that's all I'm going to show today. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.